back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you with some tips and tricks as to how to match a new foundation, concealer, or corrector. I know that going into a store trying to find a new foundation can be very overwhelming and it can be very confusing. So I just wanted to come at you all with a few of my most essential tips and tricks when looking for a new foundation, concealer, or corrector. So the first tip that I have is to actually go into the store. Looking for a foundation period can be very confusing and, like I said, get very overwhelming, but trying to do it online is even worse. I have bought foundation online, but most of the time I've already went into the store and tried it on, or I've went into the store and they don't carry my specific shade, so I have no choice but to order it online. If you are able to get into a store and actually try on the different foundations and the different colors, go into the store. It definitely will have its benefits, and I believe you will have a way better experience. My second tip is to ask for help. I know when I worked at Sephora, a lot of people would tell me, I don't want to ask you guys for help. You guys look intimidating, or you have, resting bee face. And it's like, yo, we're human just like you are. Like, we're not gonna look down on you because you don't know how to do makeup as well as we do. We're there to help you, and we want to help you. So do not be afraid or ashamed to ask for help, because definitely there are things that you may not know that those cast members or that staff member may know that can essentially help you in the long run when matching foundation. Another thing when asking for help, this is just my personal preference and what I have found to be most beneficial. Look for the cast member or staff member whose makeup you will want your makeup to look like, or who you believe has the best makeup in the store. That is something that I just found with working at a beauty store and also buying different makeup products. I go to people who I can most relate to in terms of how their makeup looks and how I want my makeup to look, or how I wear my makeup. Like I said, that is just what I found, and I found that people who can go to someone who can relate to them, whether it be you like a specific type of eyebrow, or you like how someone's eyeshadow is, or you feel that this person has the same type of skin as you do, go to someone or try to find someone who works in the store who you can best relate to. 4. So when you are going into the store and you're looking for a foundation and you're looking for different shades, or the different staff members are trying on different colors on you, make sure they are swatching you in the right area. I have gone into makeup stores and I have seen them swatching people on the hand, on the forehead. Like, yo, the hand? Like, they're not going to be wearing concealer. They're not going to be wearing foundation on the hand. The most efficient place to swatch someone when it comes to foundation will be right in this area, and that's just because it's closest to the neck. And generally when you're wearing foundation, you want your foundation to match the neck. Some people like to match their face. I found that it just looks more attractive if you match your neck. Next, it's not so much a tip or a trick, but I am going to be talking about the difference between when you need a corrector and a concealer. Okay, so a corrector is meant to correct a specific issue that your skin has that is making it either a different color or a different shade than your natural skin tone. A concealer is usually meant to, yes, give coverage, but for the most part, you will use a concealer for like highlighting. So when you need a corrector or for issues like, let's say you have redness. If you do have redness, you are going to need a corrector that is green based, whether you get a primer or a BB cream or a spot treatment corrector that is green. That is what you'll need to correct that redness. Let's say you have dark circles, and let's say you're Caucasian or more fair skin. What you're going to need to cover those dark circles, which are generally purple or like a dark blue, you're going to need a pink base corrector. And what that is going to do is just level out your skin so you can get those dark circles up to your natural skin tone. Then you go on top with a concealer and use that concealer as a brightening. I know when I worked at Sephora, a lot of people would come in asking for concealers to conceal those dark circles, and I would just have to tell them, like, listen, those aren't going to completely cover your dark circles. Yes, it will mask them, but you will still have that kind of shadow look. If you want to completely correct them and cover them, you are going to need a corrector. So like I said, if you have trouble with dark circles and you're more fair skin or Caucasian, most of the time you are going to need a more pink based corrector. Now let's say you're more golden tone or African American, and when we usually have dark circles or like dark spots, we're gonna need a like more coral all the way to like a deep orange. And I know for the most part I use correctors in like under my eyes because I just don't get enough sleep, and I also have like a dark area right in here which is called a midnight shadow, and I also have a dark area around my lips. And I know for most African Americans those are generally places that we do get dark spots for some reason. So like I said, going in with a corrector first evens out that skin tone, then I'm able to go in and highlight with my concealer. So that is just a little insight on when you should use a corrector versus a concealer. If you don't have dark circles or you don't have dark spots and you want to use a concealer simply to brighten, girl, go forth. That will work just fine for you. But if you do have those trouble areas, I know some dark circles are hereditary, then you're definitely going to want to invest in a good corrector first. So that is my spiel on correctors versus concealers. Last but truly not least is, do not knock drugstore foundations or just drugstore products in general. I know that when you're first getting into makeup or you're looking for a foundation, that a lot of people just run to their nearest Sephora or their Ulta or their cosmetic counters at the mall, and that is a-okay. But I know for me, when I first started wearing makeup, I was not looking to spend $40 to $50 on a foundation like I am now. I'm in college and I'm balling on a budget, so even sometimes I'll go to my drugstore foundation just because, like I said, $50 to $60 for a foundation can get very expensive, especially if you're just starting out. Do not be ashamed to go to a drugstore and try out different things. Now that you know where to swatch, you can swatch yourself. It may not be the most hereditary. Maybe you can bring like your own Q-tips and dip it in and then swatch that way so you don't have to touch it. I mean, what are they going to do to you? Lock you up? No. So like I said, now that you know where to swatch and like what to look for in a foundation, do not be ashamed to go into a drugstore if you are like me and sometimes balling on a budget or you're just breaking into makeup. So that concludes my tips and tricks when looking for a new foundation, concealer, or corrector. I really hope this gave you a little bit of insight on what to look for when looking for a foundation, because like I said, it can get very overwhelming to be looking for a foundation or just makeup in general, and I hope this just gave you a little bit of guidance so you're not going in completely blindsided. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I definitely will see you guys in my next one. Bye!